Hello everyone, Mike back here with Jesse Oliver, and we're looking at the polls. Over the weekend we had the Liberal Party of Emma Hamilton and Matt Schultz have a surge, and I think actually led the first line 53-47, but Jeremy Keller and Eric Eller currently in the lead of 52-48. U.S. Senate 1, we should know 53-47 over Olivia Walker. Senate 2, Maddie Dwelly of 63-37 over Sarah Miller. Maddie Dwelly is definitely locked down that seat. House of Representatives of the U.S., Cole Waller, and the coal miners are up 51-49 on Bernie Kahinka. Minnesota Governor, Lex Burkholder, is up 53-47 on Michael Billy. Not a big surprise there. She's had the lead for the last week. Minnesota Senate, excuse me.
You didn't say the governor yet.
I just did say the governor. I
didn't
said
say
no.
Brandon Ormsby and Ryan Hansen.
I didn't?
No, say it right now.
Okay. Minnesota Governor, Brandon Ormsby, 58-42 over Ryan Hansen. Now Minnesota Senate, Lex Burkholder, 53-47. Minnesota House of Representatives. Eli's Adam and Steve comment has cost him a little bit, and he still leads 54-46 though. Our poll questions of the day: which gun measure should we most support? 60% of people out there made the right choice in saying we should encourage more people to carry guns.
What?
Let's get discussed about that earlier.
Why?
Shut up. Just though the United States manufactured enough of its own product. 70% of you think no, not at all. We import too many products from other countries.
I voted for that one.
And when we come back, we'll be interviewing Alexa Burkholder. Hi, Mike McNamara here with Alexa Burkholder, who's running for the Minnesota Senate. She runs for the Liberal Party. Right now she has a 53-47 lead over Michael Billy. So Alexa, first I got some questions for you. For the first one, we have: how should Minnesota account for our recent budget problems? Should we increase tax on the wealthy, or should we try to reduce the size of our government spending?
Well, Michael, I think we should actually do both, in my opinion. Since our recent budget problems happened many years ago with $6 billion, and then now it's down to at least $1.5 billion, which we did go down a little bit, but we still need to also definitely tax the wealthy, because it feels like to me that since they're not being taxed, it's not fair on the lower and middle class people for their taxing.
Okay, well, I read an interesting statistic about that. I read that most millionaires who made their own fortune through working hard, they actually pay twice as much as regular average Joe who lives in the middle class. Taxing more, if anything, you know what's going with the problem with, taxing can be good. If you tax the wealthy a little more, that's okay. But where does that money go? The problem is we've had such problem with money. Where's the people want to say we should give that money out to some illegal immigrant who just showed up, broke his leg? Well, what if there's some other need we need it for? I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just saying that the money that we get from taxes for the wealthy should not be sent towards some illegal immigrant, probably to help us with schools, reduce the giant debt we have. And we should cut government spending too, because that just makes sense. Government's only purpose is for protection. It's not meant to do anything else. Moving on. Should Minnesota law enforcement be empowered to check the immigration status of those suspected are illegal?
Right now, I don't have much of a skeptical answer for that right now, Michael. But if we were, because we don't have here in Minnesota, we have some illegal immigration.
But we don't have a big problem.
But yes, that down in Texas or Arizona or down in the South, they do. But if I was living down in the South, I would say definitely, but it really doesn't make sense for us to have that question here because we don't have that much. And it really doesn't matter if we do it, there's still going to be illegal immigrants trying to run over the border.
Alright, so what if, for instance, if a bill came up in the Minnesota Senate that said we should do more and more background checks? Like if the police say, that man looks illegal and looks like he might be smuggling drugs, should they have the right? Would you vote yes on that bill so that police can go over and check them? Because that could, if they are actually smuggling drugs, then you stop drugs. That's a good thing. But on the counter half, it can be racial profiling. Well, that man looks Hispanic. I better go check him, because that's mostly the people who are coming up from the South. But also, I think we should have those checks simply because they're stealing jobs that we need right now. Unemployment at hovering around 8%, I think. We need those jobs to people who actually want to work and who will get paid fair. The Hispanics are getting undercut, and I mean migrant workers. I don't have a problem with migrant workers, but if we need those jobs for the people who actually need to work, that's why we need to have those background checks.
And I totally agree with you, Michael. And there was what you said about their job stealing and having a background check on everyone. I think they should have that because you never know. They might be living in a part of town where there's a lot of kids and they might be, yeah.
We'll move on. With the recent failure of the marriage amendment, what should be Minnesota's next step in the same-sex marriage case?
Well, Michael, this question actually hits home for me because I have many family members and friends that are homosexuals, and but I think the next step for Minnesota is to try to get an amendment to have them, if they want to get married, they can, because it feels like to me that all we're doing right now is just pushing them away and saying you can't do this or you will go to hell, pretty much.
Strong words. But I've seen some stories, and the main case for same-sex marriage is that if someone loves each other so much, they should get married. There's incidents where that could be wrong. Now, what if two step-cousins love each other so much? Should they get married? Should they be allowed to get married?
Well, like for one thing, you can't, here in Minnesota and many states, you cannot get married to your cousin of blood, but since this is a step cousin, I think you should, because you love somebody. That if you're in love with someone, I think you should be able to do what you would like, but not like
Well, marriage is for everyone. That's the main argument they're saying.
Yes.
So let's take it a step further. A brother and a sister love each other so much they want to get married. Should they get married? Do they have the right to be married?
No.
Well, marriage is for everyone. Why can't they get married?
Well, it is, like I said, Michael, there is a Minnesota law that you cannot get married if you are a family member that is blood related, or you can go your brother, sister, and first cousin, but if it's everything over a second cousin, you can get married. But if you're under a second cousin, then you can't get married.
Well, it sort of defeats the purpose of the statement, marriage is for everyone, even if they're brother and sister, if they love each other so much. That's the main argument for any activist who wants gay marriage. So that marriage is for everyone. I mean, for instance, some states say you can marry a horse. Then someone comes along, I'm a polygamist, I have 18 wives. Can't I marry all of them? No, you can't. Well, marriage is for everyone. That's what you're saying. That's the problem anyway.